Hey guys, welcome back. This is Alex Graham with Grow Time Hydroponics and Supply. Thank you for joining us again. This is part 2 of our DIY hydroponics series. We're going to show you today how to build on what we learned last week, which was the deep water culture and the Kratky system. And we're going to take that just a step further, and we're going to talk about aeroponics today. I absolutely just love aeroponics. In my opinion, it's the most efficient way to grow your plants. They get the most nutrients uptake, in my opinion. They'll grow much bigger than anything else in any other system. Maybe the NFT kind of rivals it, but anyways, the aeroponic system, it's hard to beat it. So let's go ahead and take a look at a recap from last week. So we talked about building the Kratky system or the deep water culture. So remember, we have our tub. It's important to make sure that your plastic is water safe, food safe, whatever that may be to you. You're looking for like NSF 51 and 61, and what that will do is just make sure that there's no toxins leaching into your water as time goes on. From there, you want to take your drill. You want to make sure that you're going backwards, counterclockwise rather. The thing about hole saws, which that's what we're working with here is a hole saw, is if you go forwards, you'll actually catch the plastic or whatever you're working with and it'll throw it. So notice how this hole saw right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it is totally bent. A couple weeks ago, I decided to not check the drill before I got started. It was going clockwise. It was going the way it shouldn't be, and it caught the tower that I was working on, and it kind of just threw the tower off to the side, and it bent the hole saw. So make sure that you are going counterclockwise with your hole saw. This one I use is 2 1/8, and that's because I usually do 2-inch net cups. Notice that the net cups, they have a little bit of a lip right here. And that's why I'm able to get away with just a little bit of a bigger hole saw. These net cups are actually 3-inch, so for that I use a 3-inch hole saw to drill right here. You can do as many or as little holes as you'd like. On this one I did 6. With the 3-inch net cups, you can fit plants that kind of, they might spread. So they might, at the base of your plant, begin to sprout out new plants. For instance, I'll show you the Swiss chard here in a moment, and that chard, when we first got started, it was just one little stem, and as it grows out, you'll see that it kind of widens out. So anyways, it might be beneficial to use the 3-inch net cup in some cases. That's what I set this one up for. But once you drill your holes using your hole saw, you'll also want to make sure that you're putting a drain plug in. Remember, we use the 7/8 drill bit, and that's what makes way for our rubber grommet. I use a 1/2-inch rubber grommet and a 1/2-inch barbed plug. And just to show you just how affordable they are, we actually sell both of those in our store for 32 cents and 42 cents. So you can put that drain in for under $1. That's pretty easy. And now that we've got our base, we've drilled our holes, we've, created our drain plug, we've put our plug in. From there, let's talk about how to actually build what's inside the aeroponics system. So I've actually built an aeroponics system right here out of black tubing. You can do it out of PVC, similar to this. And if you're gonna build it out of PVC, do yourself a favor, you get one of these ratcheting cutters, and it'll actually, you can cut off a piece real easy with this, so you're not exerting too much energy. But point is, you want to have a submersible pump in your water, and submersible just means that the pump is in the water. It's constantly pumping water through and out. And when you're looking for a pump, you actually want to figure out, how big is your system? How many of the little spray nozzles do you want? You'll notice right here, we've got these little red sprayers. And what that's doing is it's allowing the water to be pumped through the pump. It's pressurizing it through the tubes, and it's spitting it out of these little 360-degree spray nozzles. And the cool thing about it is that it takes your water droplets and it pressurizes them, and it makes them really, really tiny. And that's why your plants actually grow so well in the aeroponic system, because plants are more likely, the roots are more likely to take up those tiny molecules. So it's better nutrient absorption. You know, they really thrive in that kind of environment. So these little spray nozzles here, we sell them in the store currently for 20 cents a piece. I usually recommend that you do about 8 or 10 for a tub this size. On this one we have 8. And I do the nylon or the tubing just because we have it all in the store. It's so easy to work with. You just want to measure it out, cut your pieces with some scissors, and then I kind of think about it as like putting together a Lego set. And this is what the tubing is that you need. So it's your 1/2-inch black tubing. Make sure that it is, again, water safe or good for hydroponics or something like that. You'll also want some 1/2-inch barbed tees. We sell those for 36 cents a piece. So you grab 3 of those. You want to grab 4 90-degree elbows. Those are also 1/2-inch barbed tees. We sell these currently for 36 cents a piece. So as you can see, each and every one of these little components, super affordable. So this isn't like adding on a bunch of money, but yet it's giving you so much more value, and your plants are going to love it that much more, I promise you. So once you've got all those pieces, you've got your tubing, your spray nozzles, your tees, and your elbows. You cut out your different pieces. Make sure you measure twice, cut once. You don't want to be wasting materials. And then from there, you actually take a little poker of some sort. So sometimes I'll use like the end of one of these. Notice how it's just real sharp. I'll use tweezers sometimes, the end of a box cutter. The point is you just want to make just the tiniest little hole in your tubing. And from there, these spray nozzles, they have a little piece that just screws right in. So you take it once you have your hole, and you just kind of push it through and screw it in, and it'll be tight enough. It'll work super well. Same concept applies with your PVC piping. The difference is you'll have to drill a hole at that point. That's another reason why here in the store I just work with the tubing instead, but that's not to say that you can't do it with piping or with the PVC pipe. Again, just make sure that you have the for pressure pipe, usually with red lettering, sometimes with a gray writing. But anyways, at that point, you take your pump, you hook it to the bottom of this, turn it on, and the water will pump right on through, and it'll actually start spraying. So I'm gonna grab this camera. We'll take you over to our aeroponic system, and I'll show you how our Swiss chard is thriving. All right. Now keep in mind, this chard has been here for probably about 2 months. And we've already harvested probably twice as much as you see here off of it. And just for scale, this is the same thing. That right there, that's chard. This is baby chard. It's probably maybe 3 weeks old. Like I said, this has been in here for about 2 months. But let's take a look at the inside. Your root system is very extensive. We got the spray nozzles on. You can see how it actually functions when it's all turned on and ready to go. And let me show you the net cups as well. So check out these little baby leaves. So they weren't there when we first got started, you know? They kind of spread out from this big base piece right here. That's why I like to generally put the chard in a 3-inch net cup, and there's a few other things that I would put in a 3-inch net cup, but other than that, most of the time your 2-inch net cup is okay. I mean, this stuff is massive. And this isn't even what it was. So we had plenty of other, even larger leaves than this. So hopefully you see the value in the aeroponic system. It is my absolute favorite. It's really easy to build. Everything that you need, we have it here in the store. We can help you. We can talk to you. check out our website, growtimehydro.com, growtimehydroponics.com. Either one will work. You can email us at youcan@growtimehydro.com. There is also ordering at growtimehydro.com. We have a Facebook. That's where you might be seeing this video. We have a YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So really any way that you would like to connect, we'd love to hear from you, even if it's by phone. So thank you so much for joining us. I don't see any questions. I'll leave it open for just a moment. We'll see if anyone else has any questions. If not, we'll go ahead and get signed off for the night. All right. We'll take that as a no. Thank you for joining us. Let us know how we can help you. Have a great week, and join us next week for the tower. I think you guys are really going to like the tower build. We have a whole brand new design as of a couple weeks ago. And the tower is the vertical farming. So don't miss it. Be there, be square.